Guys, before this video starts, I want to tell you about this sick website that sells hella cheap NBA jerseys. The website is ringchasers.com. I copped myself a few jerseys on there a while back, and I honestly don't know how their prices are this cheap. If you guys want to get a sick deal on a jersey, make sure you check them out. Link will be in the description, and use code LQG at checkout for an extra 10% off. What's going on, guys? It's LQG, and today I'm back with another video. So today we have for you guys NBA Legends pick Dennis Rodman or Karl Malone. Make sure to let me know down in the comments below who you would take. Also, smash the like button. Let's see if we get 100 likes on this video, and make sure I subscribe to the channel to catch all the new content. We are releasing daily videos for the rest of 2021, so make sure you don't miss out. With that being said, let's get into NBA Legends pick Dennis Rodman or Karl Malone.
Me and Mailman were roommates in 1982 at the World University Games. And we've been friends ever since then. And him and Tim Duncan, to me, are the best big men runners ever, as far as finishing fast breaks. Karl, I thought, was the best I'd ever seen about getting up and down the floor, and Tim Duncan took it to another level.
Well, did you and Karl know each other at all before that?
No.
So what did you learn about him from being a roommate of his?
He snores. He
Y'all both from country.
I
I had the same overall.
Same pants.
We were both in college, and I don't think either one of us.
Really?
No, we were both in college, and I'm not like. I didn't know he was going to turn into the mailman. I don't think he'd think I was going to turn into Sir Charles, because I mean, like I said, at that time we were like 19 years old. But it was really cool to get to know him as a person. Karl is a black redneck. All he wants to do is fish and hunt. That's all he wants to do. I mean, that's all he ever talks about is fishing and hunting. We talk about golf. And his thing was golf is a great waste of pasture land. I mean, that's all he wants. He says, dude, I never play golf. That's wasting pasture land.
What do you think he learned about you in that time you were roommates?
I snore. Well, I think us both being from the South, I think we bonded instantly. And like I say, it's been an honor and a pleasure to be his friend even to this day. But I just think we hit it off because we were both from the South. We're both mama's boys. And I think that's why we bonded.
Pancake mix? Both of y'all like pancake?
Pancake mix, man.
Now you're getting
I'm gonna tell you what's interesting out of Rodman and the mailman. I think you guys would agree. Both of them were ahead of the curve when it comes to their time in the weight room.
Conditioning.
Both of these guys lived in the weight room. And if you look at Karl, his rookie year, toward when he, you see how big and how muscular, and still to be able to be that flexible and run the floor. And Rodman at 6'6", 6'7", he was always giving up 2 or 3 inches. He was always giving up 40 or 50 pounds, and he's still averaging 15 rebounds a game. And I will disagree with you a little bit. To me, and I'm not trying to stroke you at all, but look, you and Karl, to me, are the greatest power forwards of all time. And you talk about guys being able to go coast to coast with the basketball. You can throw Tim in there, no disrespect because you played with him, but no one was going to get in your way and no one was going to get in Karl's way.
Well, my theory was if somebody drew a charge, I was going to try to kill him. And I always say, if you can take 6 of those, you're a better man than me. But the interesting thing, like Karl, his work ethic was fabulous. Dennis always amazed me because you would read in the newspaper that he was out every night, all night, and to have the stamina that he had, it's pretty remarkable. He killed that you need a good night's sleep theory.
You have a little experience with that in there somewhere, don't you?
But I did try to get a good night's sleep every now and then.
And Dennis went through these different phases as a player. I remember back in the Detroit days, pre-tats and all that stuff. And you knew him a little bit then?
I did. In college, I used to always go up to the Pistons and work out with them and watch him. This was before he turned into Dennis Rodman with the tats. But the thing that amazed me as a young player was watching a guy go through his practices, or sometimes after the game, and I go in the locker room with John, Sally, and Joe and Isaiah and talk, and he'd be on the treadmill or he'd be on the Stairmaster, and they say he would do an hour after a game. So for me to see a guy that just played a game and his ability to go get on the Stairmaster for another hour, and then also playing against him. I never had a guy that I didn't think I could go around at 6'8", standing straight up, and laterally he could still slide his feet and draw a charge. To me, that was unbelievable.
You know, he wasn't the most skilled guy, but when you talk about the greatest athletes to ever play in the NBA, I think Dennis Rodman is in that category. When you think about the stamina, what you talked about, Charles, just the way he lived his life and to be able to play with that kind of energy night after night, the way he could run, especially early when he was with the Pistons, and he would chase people down and he'd guard every position. That guy could have been a world-class triple jumper or 400-meter sprinter. I mean, he was incredible.
And Shaq, this is a guy, too, who, I mean, you played with him a little bit in L.A., but playing against him, wasn't he? He's one of those irritating, get-under-your-skin kind of guys, right? Would it be fair to say, yeah, love having him on my team for what he does, but when you're playing against him, I'd rather not?
He was a great defender. He always moved his feet. The great thing about Dennis Rodman is he always did it his way. When I played with him, like, you know, he's supposed to be there an hour and a half before the game. He would come in with 45 on the clock, eating chicken and rice. And nobody would say anything because we knew that he was going to give us 20 to 25 rebounds at the game. And so, you know, he did it his way. He rode the treadmill after the game. And, you know, Steve was right. He was a phenomenal athlete, phenomenal. You know, Ernie, I saw that irritating problem. Because Michael used to joke to me all the time. What I would do is, I just punch him as hard as I could at the beginning of the game. And he would leave you alone.
Yeah, you sure would.
He would. You just had, because Michael used to tell us, why you keep doing that? I said, dude, he stopped, because he stops irritating you and bugging you once you clock him. I would just punch him as hard as I could, like in the first 5 minutes of the game.
He gave me my first job. Country Day, he used to go play video games. When I was in high school, he'd be up there playing video games with kids in the arcade. You remember this? And so he gave me my first job. I go up, he's like, you want to come up and camp? I'm like, yeah, thank you, Mr. Rodman. You know, I go up there, he pays me, he's working with all the kids, and then he plays with us for 3 hours after. Just plays with us. He wasn't shooting all that, running and doing all that, but he played with us, and he didn't have to. It was other Pistons, other people there, and, you know, seeing his work ethic, it really impressed me. And then one thing about Karl Malone, when I got hurt, I respected Karl Malone. I've always respected him, but you know, it's something when you lose your athletic ability and you rely on certain things. And for certain things, I relied on. And with Karl, I always noticed it was still hard to check him, even though I had certain advantages or he had a system. And, you know, really when I got hurt, I noticed the cycling classes he did, or I would notice other things. And I'd always worked on my game. It wasn't like I did more, but now I can actually play from under the ground. Like, let me watch his tape now. He's stuck to the ground. Now he has a standstill pump fake that he does like that and he's gonna get me, or he kicks his leg out when he comes from the post on the side, and just trying to figure out his game, or how he kept it going. To me, you know, the longevity that he played, and he by far to me is the best runner, maybe the best runner that's played the game, because there's a drill we all know. They put cones on the hash marks. You're supposed to get the fast break. Big guys are supposed to run outside the cones every time. It's the first quarter, the second rebound. He's sprinting, and he doesn't have the rebound, running to that cone, because on Utah, the guards switch up under. And every time he's running down there, so whether he's a decoy or not, you know you have to be in shape, ready to play for him at any age, and I really had a lot of respect for him.
Karl Malone is a more complete basketball player, for sure, than Dennis Rodman. He was able to do multiple things. He's the first guy who has size and touch that we had seen at that size and have touch. Dennis Rodman is the first guy that I've seen that made defense payable. Guys weren't getting paid for being defenders in the NBA. Guys weren't known and getting endorsements for being a defender in the NBA. He was such a great defender that he transcended what was normality. So, okay, you're a great guy, you could defend, and you're supposed to do that. That's part of basketball. But he did it so well that it became an endorsement.
Yeah, I think, Steve, you put it well, too, because you said he was more limited in what he could do, but he knew what he could do, and that's what he did. He'd rebound the basketball and D.
And he wanted to be different, and so
he was.
And he was, but he would purposely not score. I think Dennis took pride in those games where he had 0 points and 23 rebounds. Like, he used to pass up layups sometimes. And we loved playing with him because he'd get every rebound and he'd always throw it back out and you'd get open shots. But I think he purposely did not score sometimes just to be different.
So that's it for this video, guys. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure you leave a like and also subscribe to the channel. Like I said at the beginning, we're releasing daily videos for all of 2021, so you don't want to miss out. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Thank you guys for watching and have a great day.